Oscar Wilde's quotes are characterized by their wit, humor, and keen observations on human nature and society. A 19th century Irish playwright, poet, and essayist, Wilde was celebrated for his sharp intellect and his ability to convey profound ideas with a touch of satire. His quotes often reflect a deep understanding of human behavior, societal norms, and the complexities of life. Wilde's words are marked by a blend of elegance and irony, making them memorable and thought-provoking. Whether addressing topics like love, art, or the human condition, Wilde's quotes continue to resonate for their timeless relevance and the enduring charm of his distinctive literary style. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all. I can resist anything except temptation. The only way to get rid of a temptation is to yield to it. The truth is rarely pure and never simple. A little sincerity is a dangerous thing, and a great deal of it is absolutely fatal. I am not young enough to know everything. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. The only thing worse than being talked about is not being talked about. I think that God, in creating man, somewhat overestimated his ability. Fashion is a form of ugliness so intolerable that we have to alter it every 6 months. A gentleman is one who never hurts anyone's feelings unintentionally. Education is an admirable thing, but it is well to remember from time to time that nothing worth knowing can be taught. Sarcasm is the lowest form of wit, but the highest form of intelligence. I am so clever that sometimes I don't understand a single word of what I am saying. Experience is simply the name we give our mistakes. I always pass on good advice. It is the only thing to do with it. It is never of any use to oneself. The only thing to do with good advice is to pass it on. It is never of any use to oneself. A man can be happy with any woman as long as he does not love her. I never travel without my diary. One should always have something sensational to read in the train. Consistency is the last refuge of the unimaginative. Art is the most intense mode of individualism that the world has known. Some cause happiness wherever they go, others whenever they go. Success is a science. If you have the conditions, you get the result. The only way to get rid of a temptation is to yield to it. Resist it, and your soul grows sick with longing for the things it has forbidden to itself. I may not agree with you, but I will defend to the death your right to make an ass of yourself. Most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions, their lives a mimicry, their passions a quotation. Hatred is blind as well as love. The books that the world calls immoral are books that show the world its own shame. There is only one thing in the world worse than being talked about, and that is not being talked about. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. I have the simplest tastes. I am always satisfied with the best. Selfishness is not living as one wishes to live. It is asking others to live as one wishes to live. One should always play fairly when one has the winning cards. The only thing worse than being talked about is not being talked about. When the gods wish to punish us, they answer our prayers. I put all my genius into my life. I put only my talent into my works. The only thing to do with good advice is to pass it on. It is never of any use to oneself. Every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. I am not young enough to know everything. There is only one thing in life worse than being talked about, and that is not being talked about. The world is divided into two classes, those who believe the incredible and those who do the improbable. I never travel without my diary. One should always have something sensational to read in the train. A little sincerity is a dangerous thing, and a great deal of it is absolutely fatal. Oscar Wilde's quotes continue to be cherished for their wit, humor, and insightful commentary on human nature and society. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance.